Okay. How, so let me see.
Yes. They don't have the last picture. Isn't that a good one? You got a good one.
Okay, we are live.
Okay.
And
Okay, Craig Leggett,
Here.
Juan Gonzalez,
present.
Ginny Sullivan,
Here.
Chuck Barton,
Here.
Dan Bruno,
Here.
Nick Caimano,
Here.
Dave O'Brien.
Here.
We have a quorum, we have 7.
Okay, good. So we are expecting Morcon to jump on and make a presentation. I don't see them jumping on. If someone sees them jump on, we'll move them up on the schedule.
Wait. Here comes trouble.
Oh, good Lord. I thought they were home free.
I didn't think we ever let you in.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you in person.
Okay, for the record, Brian Campbell is in attendance as well.
So if someone sees Morcon jump on, let me know. We can work with them. Okay. First order of business is approval of minutes of the June 21st, 2022 IDA board meeting. Do I have a motion? Motion by Nick. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Chuck. Any omissions or corrections?
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I think that was for nine. Okay, carried anyways.
Delay.
Next is the current accounts payable. Please review the current accounts payable, and I'll entertain a motion to pay the bills.
Sure.
Moved by Brian Campbell. That's his name, isn't it, today? Do I have a second?
Here.
Second by Dan Bruno.
Here.
Roll call vote, please.
Can we have discussion?
Oh, discussion, yes.
Let me go. Sorry, am I on?
You're on. I can hear you.
I know it, and I have a phone ringing in the other ear here. KBF Ventures, $3,000. What was that for?
That's for their mortgage refinance they did back
Okay.
a while ago.
And it looks like Bucks County then closed, and that's their whole shebang.
Yes, they closed. Our actual closing date is on or about like the first week of July. It was closing in escrow, so there was like a period of time by the time all the documents came in.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, roll call vote, please.
Craig Leggett,
Yes.
Juan Gonzalez,
Yes.
Brian Campbell,
Yes.
Ginny Sullivan,
Yes.
Chuck Barton,
Yes.
Dan Bruno,
Yes.
Nick Caimano,
Yes.
and Dave O'Brien.
Yes. Okay. Moving on. Mike, Executive Director report, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Good afternoon, everybody. Few highlights the past couple of weeks and leading up past this week. Just an FYI.
Can't hear.
Can't hear. Excuse me.
Mike, if you want to bring your microphone closer to your mouth, that might help.
Is that better?
Yes.
Sorry about that. Grasshopper Garden started its brush cutting on Friday, doing its spraying of herbicides. They'll be back in a couple of weeks to start cutting the brush. We did submit a couple of memos to Empire State Development for some companies that inquired to them about potential sites. We submitted the Canalside Energy Park. 3 meetings this week with potential clients to talk about their interests and where the IDA can be of assistance. And meeting with my counterpart from the Adirondack Economic Development Corporation tomorrow, just to exchange contact information and open up those lines of communication. Happy to answer any questions as the new business on the agenda comes into play with BGAN, and Morcon certainly can offer some details onto that too. And that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Financials. Tim's not here to explain the financials. If you have them, if you got any questions, we can look at them, but Tim couldn't make it at the last minute, so. Okay. Next item is delineation update. So delineation update, the last we did was delineation of 4 to 5 has gone up for determination of jurisdictional, probably take until September to get it back. DEC is, Army Corps of Engineers is backed up, but so they're working on that. Fortunately, Hilltop Construction has made some adjustments to their property and the building they're going to do. And they have gone ahead, and I believe they closed on the property last week, Kara?
Yes, last Thursday.
Okay. Was there anything else we had to deal with on that one?
Yes, they are requesting that we modify our current language that requires the IDA to, or that allows the IDA to review their completion within a period of 2 years. They want to make that time frame 2 years from the end of the Army Corps, the resolution of the Army Corps issue. They've requested this because they don't want to start construction if the Army Corps may say, okay, wait a minute, you can't build on this particular area or have an issue with that. So they don't want their time frame to start now.
Right. So I think based on what they have put through, I think that's a reasonable request. So I would entertain a motion to allow that. Motion by Dan. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Chuck Barton. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Opposed? Okay, thank you.
Thanks. I'll let them know.
And the other part of delineation is being completed. It's not quite as involved process because there's no jurisdictional issues there. It's just simply mapping out the delineation. So they're going to put that through to finish it up. So we're working on that. So go from there. Okay. Dan, Canalside Energy Park sewer water update.
Yes. We had approved the proposal from Lavella for phase 2.
Mhm.
Let them know about that. We just got off the phone with Paul Guillet from Lavella, but they haven't moved forward with it. Let's talk about some overlap between us and Champlain, Lake Champlain
Regional Planning Board.
Regional Planning Board, but I don't think we want to go our separate ways, so to speak. We just want to get our work done regardless of what they're doing, I think. Dave and I, and Paul Guillet, and probably what's her name?
Beth,
Beth. We'll have a conversation, a Zoom meeting later this week to sort that out, confirm
Mhm.
that we want to do that. And I'll also talk to Paul. I did stress, well, I mentioned to him, we want to proceed with all haste, so to speak. We need to get this done
Mhm.
and move on.
Mhm.
So that's where we stand right now.
yeah, because I understand the project from Regional Planning Board. I did not see overlap, but I might be missing something. So we'll have a discussion to make sure that there is an overlap, but we'll make a decision from there. Which I don't think is going to stray from where we're going now, because I think the other project is a much longer term project than what we need. So we'll see. Okay. Anything else?
No, I wish I had more. Well, we developed a drone video of the site. Dave's going to review them. There's 3 or 4 different ones. I did that for marketing purposes. So if someone comes along, they don't necessarily have to drive here from wherever. We can use that video. I think it's pretty good stuff. I did that 2 weeks or a week ago Friday, finished it. So I'll just give it to Dave. He'll take a look at it and see what we can do with it, if anything.
We'll see.
That's it.
But it'll look a lot better once the site's cleaned up down there.
True, but when you look at the video, you don't really, because it's flown from 2 different heights, 200 feet and 300 feet,
Mhm.
and you don't notice as much of that as you think you would, but it's there,
Mhm.
and it would look better with it cleaned up.
Yeah, good. So project updates. Still conversations with CHPE about laydown yards. We did get, I think I sent everyone a question about they're raising their debt limit to $6 billion. When I stepped outside, that was Josh Bagnano calling me. He said the reason is they want to make sure they anticipate and get that approval prior to going into it. It does not necessarily mean there's going to be construction costs increase based from our last one. But he did want us to know that that was a protection mode, so they didn't in the middle of, so that this didn't arise with the debt issue in the middle of the project, that they pumped it up enough to cover the entire thing. So that was the explanation he gave me in there. So we'll go and see if he does reach their sales tax limit or the mortgage tax limit need more. They'll have to come back to the board for increases to the project scope. And that would be an additional fee to us, and they get additional sales tax and mortgage tax relief. So that's where we're headed. That's the explanation. They're still in the document I send out. They're still looking at getting the final construction technical documents approved by PSC in the middle of August and start the construction financing and moving on from there. So that's their last schedule as of today.
And Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Craig.
this additional 1.5 billion, is that going to hold up any of this construction schedule? Their request?
If you looked at the emergency request, they're asking for it to be granted in conjunction so they keep that schedule. It'll be up to PSC to figure out what they're going to do and how they handle it, but that in case is what they're looking at, so we'll know more later. We should know something in the second week of August, because that's when PSC's agenda comes out. Their first draft agenda comes out, and we'll be watching that. So, and I'll be keeping in touch with TDI to make sure that that's happening.
Okay.
So theoretically, no, but we'll see. A lot of pressure on them to get this started and underway. They have some deadlines to meet and construction guarantees to meet, and they're about 3 months behind where they expected to be. So that was basically based on the PSC approvals. And just had a conversation with John Davidson from DA Collins, and DA Collins is bidding on a lot of the project north of Fort Edward North. So they'll be involved in the project. So I hear some key dates which align with what they're saying. Okay. Still got a few ongoing projects limping along, but hopefully they'll start to come get more activity, but it's not unusual. So That's about it for project updates and the TDI update. Wrap them all in one, so going from there. Any questions on any of that? So the next item, Michael, have you heard from Morcon?
Not today. I reached out to Karen this morning. I have not heard that. So I have not heard from them. Or since we spoke to them.
Is that Thursday? I had gotten a couple of accepted
Yeah.
for the meeting, but
You want to try and text him or something?
Sure.
Or Chris? Do you have Chris's phone number?
I do not have Chris's phone number.
You think they're waiting over in Washington County?
No, the resolution didn't go out to them.
Okay.
Which email?
Says meeting was listed in Washington, changed to warrant.
That was for the resolution, inducement resolution. They didn't see a copy of that. No, it's whatever I sent out with the dates.
say the announcement says Warren, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Or I wouldn't be here.
That's a good sign.
yeah. So move on from there. Okay. So moving on, we did have a request from Attain on the sales tax to extend the sales tax date. Kara?
Yeah, they sent us a letter indicating that their sales tax authorization will expire as of the end of this month. And they sent a letter requesting that we extend it out until August or October 1st of 2023. Did the board receive a copy of the letter? Do you want me to read it?
I sent the letter.
It's in the announcement.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll move it.
What was the end date again?
October 1st, 2023.
Okay. So,
And it's just the moving the date. It's not any
Just the
amount.
date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just the date. Yeah. Do I have a second on that? Is that a question or a second?
Both.
Okay. That's a second, and the question is?
Yeah, so we're moving it this time, but that they can always come back if the date changes.
You always come back if date comes, changes, yes. Yep. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Behan, you want to cover Behan's report, Michael?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As the board has been apprised, we've been meeting with BA Communications about marketing and improving the way the IDA communicates. They sent us a memo, which is in the packet, regarding website update for the IDA with recommendations to include adding some taglines, adding some testimonials from previous clients on doing business with the IDA. Working with John Broad, he suggested one company that he has spoken to initially. They are open to doing a testimonial on our behalf. They're enthusiastic and looking forward to talking about what their experience with us in a positive light, certainly hoping that it attracts other businesses and business owners to participate in our programs. As you can read in the memo in the agenda packet, there are several other recommendations to include updating the airport industrial park, the lots where they can make it interactive with the acreage. And certainly with some pictures would be helpful. And we are proceeding to talk with Feehan and Mr. Broad about performing all of those duties. And right now, we are in a holding pattern waiting to see the initial video from this business owner that Feehan is working with. And finally, they are recommending making our website a little bit more mobile friendly, as everybody's using their phones 24 hours a day now. Our site is a little bit difficult to maneuver if you're on a phone as opposed to a laptop or a PC. So those are some of the recommendations that they have provided to us to include project summaries. Right now, we're doing the finding statements. These project summaries would kind of be something similar to that we can post online and show public what it is that the company wants to do, how much they're going to be spending, and then obviously how much we will be helping them moving forward.
So.
Would Black Dog do all of that, Mr. Chairman?
Black Dog could do all of that, depending if they're the ones who want to select to do it, but basically it's an overview of what BN recommends we do. So it would dovetail into whatever company we're looking at. They might have different twists on how to do things, so we need to investigate that a little more carefully. No. We'd have to go out for request for proposal.
So they can put their own twist on how
Right.
they do it.
Right. Matter of fact, they did give us an RFP before. We just didn't take this part of it from them. They did give us a proposal before for the entire thing. We'll just take the pieces we want, which is the understanding. Okay. Most of the website and everything else, so. Yes, sir. Okay, any other questions? Next item was Borrego. Borrego was a submission on doing solar in the park. We talked about this before. In the ID park, they're doing the wetlands part of it. When I first heard about it, I didn't realize what part it was. Dan and I have a call with them Friday because there's some parts I don't think we want to give up. There are other parts where I think they could also do some solar in there, especially in that back 40 there, or back 25, I should say. That might fit better with their alignment, so we'll see what happens. So we'll have more at the next meeting. Yes.
Yep. But even if there's an area we don't want to give up, or might be more lucrative, as a whole, if it was lucrative to add with the back, I would suggest we take a look at that.
Yeah.
That could be an opportunity.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's hard to get rid of this stuff.
Mhm.
When you're left with what you can't use, you can't do anything with it, whereas if you gotta give up something that can be used to make use of it, might be.
There's a lot of wet areas we can give up and still have 3 or 4 lots, a few lots left that are good lots.
Yep.
So there's ways to parcel off. I just wanted to see what they wanted to put in place. So,
It doesn't take much infrastructure for that. That's what's nice.
No. no,
Yeah.
I
Mr.
do-
Chairman,
yes,
would we need to go off to an RFP for something like this?
Kara?
I mean, you certainly could. I don't think that it's necessarily a requirement. I think I'd have to think about it some more. I don't really know too much about, this is like my first involvement with it, so.
Okay. Across the street, Warren County went out for RFP. Next Amp is putting in those facilities there off of which road that is, Highland. And then down Queensbury Ave, there's another site where they're putting in another 20 some odd acres as well. All right. And
I
they
know.
had, and Next Amp had put in a proposal with a map of where they would put things. But then when it comes under the actual, where's it really going to go, they did have to move things because of wetlands. And looking at this map with the solar overlay over those wetlands, I would imagine the same thing would come up as well. There might not be 18 acres available like that.
Right, but this is solar they put specifically on wetlands. It's a special design of a solar. I'm not sure how it is, but that's one thing you can use your wetlands for.
Okay.
Still an education to figure out more about it.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's a little different. I think that's a community solar project. How about this group that we're looking at? Is that community solar or is it?
I didn't see it as, I don't remember seeing community solar.
No, the airport project. The airport is public property.
Yeah,
This, the IDA property is not really public property.
it's property, that's debatable.
That's a fine one.
That's debatable. Yeah. We'll look at it, but they can put specific types of solar on wetlands and not disturb wetlands. So we'll see what they've got to say and unroll more on it.
Yeah, because the way that works, the supports for the solar, you're not really disturbing it, they just go down.
Yeah.
So, as opposed to digging bulldozing. Shot tunes.
So good. So more to come up. Kara, I'm looking for advice. We're expecting more con here. I don't know why they didn't show up.
Mr. Chairman, I look forward to an email from Chris that I just received.
I mean, if you want to introduce the project, I don't know what documents the board has received yet. I mean, it's really the board's call if they want to move forward and take action or not. I mean,
Well, I've got an email back from him that says on production floor, working through an install. We will assign a check for the application tomorrow. So it sounds like they're going to move forward. But then again, we can explain what Morecon's project is. I guess there are some timelines on this. I thought Joe was gonna join us, but they didn't, so.
Not gonna call.
Who, Joe Rakuya? Yeah. We'll hear what it is, but I guess I don't see, we'll explain the project. Michael can explain the project and we'll move forward there, but we'll see. I don't see any harm in passing the induction resolution. It doesn't commit us to anything, just starts the clock ticking. Carol, what's your opinion?
right, I mean, it just moves it forward to authorize you to schedule a hearing and things like that when they're prepared to do that. It's not giving any approval, so to speak, and there's no formal approval being made.
And this is for a 15,000-foot expansion plus equipment.
I'll
And
let Mike
sprinklers.
explain it. I think y'all got the application.
Yes, the application is in
I stand.
the packet. They are looking for a 40,000 square foot expansion for material, storage and distribution facility.
Sure, thank you.
A 15,000 square foot expansion for reshoring of their production building. In addition to installation of a sprinkler system and water storage. Their current facility lacks both are the sprinkler system. Obviously that's an insurance issue.
Just lost audio.
Me too.
What was that?
No, you can give them a message. We were just meeting and thought someone would be attending the meeting to discuss the induction resolution
Where's the expansion project?
for the expansion project. So he can call me if he has a minute. Sure. 518 1-853. You want me to give you?
Sure. 518-866-866-1022.
866-1022. That's Dave O'Brien.
Okay.
Chair. Okay,
Thank you.
okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thought I had his cell number. I'm gonna have to recuse myself. Because I
Okay,
know him very well. I've done a bunch of work for him.
okay, thank you.
Well, your email sounds like it is moving forward, or they plan on
Yeah.
moving forward, and if this is basically what an IGA set up for this actual industrial facility. One thing I didn't hear was, is there jobs added? Is there gonna be a job creation, or I didn't, and what I was just reading, I didn't see that.
There will be job creation. Memory serves me correctly, 8 to 10 jobs when they, I'm going off my memory, 8 to 10 jobs when they get the new plant operational, the new machinery operational, but it also is going to save jobs from going down south to the other facility. So that's part of what it is that's going to keep from going down there also. So the incentives will help them make that decision.
As long as we don't mess up their timeline, I would hope to move forward.
Brian, can you speak into the microphone?
Oh, forgot about that, Craig.
Someone had to tell them to speak into the microphone?
Yeah, I'm usually loud enough. What I was saying is this is an industrial park that they're located in. And I think this is what the IDA was really set up for. And this is old school, right from the heart of where the IDA was built. And I think we should move forward and not hold this one out if they're actually ready to go. And if they plan on sending the check tomorrow, sounds like they're ready to go.
Well, they actually said they have to have groundbreaking by October at the latest because they've already ordered the equipment. And the equipment's got a delivery date of sometime in February or March, so they have to have a facility to put the machinery in.
And Mr. Chairman, it is a job, you're correct.
I'll move it.
Moved by Brian, do I have a second? Second by Nick. Any further discussion?
And this includes an $18 million bond?
They're questioning whether they're going to do the bond or not. We put the provision in the bonds. They're looking at their financing. One of their options is tax-free bonds, so we put that in the resolution just in case, because if we didn't, we'd have to go back and start again. If we didn't build this resolution the way we did, we can drop bonds out and still the rest of the resolution is germane. So but if we don't, we'd have to do a new resolution, a new start of the clock. And the clock is different with bonds than it is with straight leases. Any other questions?
If they pursue the bond route, then we would have to go to both counties for approval. And, there's things of that nature that also need to be completed, but this resolution will allow that to get started in the event they come back and say that they do in fact want to move forward with the bond project.
Okay. Ryan?
Kara, can you clarify, they will be bonding under Warren and Washington County and the boards would have to approve that? Is that what you're saying?
So yeah, if they ultimately go the bond route, we would have to go to both counties to seek approval to move forward with that. They're working with various lenders right now to determine if that works for them to finance the project in that manner, or if it works better for them to finance it through a traditional, financing.
Okay, so I guess what I'm trying to figure out is that bonding will not be under Warren and Washington County. We're just giving them approval to bond.
No, it would be an issuance that we would move forward with, just like any of our other projects where we do bonding. Most of our most recent projects with bonding have been through the CDC. Just because of market conditions haven't really lent itself to bonding, but they would qualify because of their the manufacturing component of their project. So it's not an obligation of the IDA once the bonds are issued, but they're issued in the name of the IDA.
Okay.
So they would like partner with a lender and, for the bonds to be issued. So they would have to come to us with approval from a lender that a lender would, be willing to do this bonding project.
So yeah, we need approval of Warren County, but the bonds are issued in the IDA's name.
On clarification, that's all.
Yeah. Any other questions, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Dan abstained. Opposed? Carried. Any other business come before the IDA? Do you have anything else?
No, I just can't believe.
How
fast- I can't believe how fast that was.
All in favor to adjourn? Goodbye. We're adjourned. Thank you.